What's going on, guys? Samuel One World from Samuel One World Productions here. Back with another movie review for you all today. As for today, I'm not here to talk about my thoughts, my spoken thoughts on Fast X. The 11th film in the franchise. As far as the first either 2 or 3 parts, like that's still up in the air whether it's going to be like 2 or 3 parts. And so pretty much the majority of the cast from the previous movies, along with Jason Momoa, Brie Larson, and many others. Again, huge cast here. And basically follows Dante, played by Jason Momoa, who wants to get revenge on Dom Toretto's family for them killing his father from Fast 5. That's pretty much the entire story, honestly. This guy wanted to get revenge. It's pretty much what you expect from a Fast and Furious franchise at this point, honestly. And honestly, I've always enjoyed these movies, honestly. It's definitely an interesting franchise to look back on and really think about it, because the first one came out in 2001, which is insane, by the way, and it pretty much was a Point Break, seen as a Point Break ripoff at the time, but it still was a pretty good ripoff, honestly. And then, of course, we got a few more sequels, and one with Vin Diesel, one that basically was like a side story, honestly, like they connected later on, and one was with that story, where involving, and like, you remember when this was about street racing? When it was about street racing? And pretty much the Fast 5 then I went more on a heist aspect to it. They met to it, and they get more creative stunts. The film's definitely up and down in quality, honestly, but I don't enjoy most of them, honestly. The only ones I really don't most enjoy were Tokyo Drift, and unfortunately the most recent one, Fast 9, which I did rewatch all these movies before this movie came out. And Fast 9 definitely dropped down a bit of quality on rewatch, but overall, I do enjoy most of these movies. Again, they're films that go into expecting just crazy shit action, some pretty soap opera melodramatic moments. And the majority of the time, they pretty much embrace them. They pretty much embrace a lot of that, which is what makes the movies so much fun and so rewatchable. And obviously, there are some that are better than others, but for the most part, I enjoyed a lot of these movies. And even the earlier ones, I got a more appreciation for, honestly, as of recently. Again, minus Tokyo Drift. That film's still not good. So I'm always going to be excited for any Fast and Furious movie that comes out, honestly. Especially when this one's going to be the beginning of the end. That's it. This is going to be the definitive end franchise. Or possibly, again, it really depends on box office numbers, and it really depends on... Because, I know there's some franchises that say they're all going to end, but yet they don't end. That's unfortunately the side that we live in nowadays, so... Whether or not this is really going to be the end, time will tell. They said, but knowing that this possibly was going to be the end is definitely exciting, honestly. And I think at best, I was hoping I enjoyed at least more than the previous entry. And by the end of it, I did. I did enjoy it a lot more than the previous entry. I did have a good time with Fast X. It's kind of mostly what you expect from these movies. Again, crazy action and soap opera melodrama, crazy antics. Especially with some people, what you go to one movie to expect. They kind of know what they are and they embrace them. Fast X is no exception. While I won't call this one of the best of the franchise, which you'll get into, I still had a really good time with Fast X. Because before we begin, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you feel let me know what you thought of Fast X and franchise dap in the comment section. And also, this video I will also eventually have a ranking of this series down the road, so stay tuned for that. So let's talk about Fast X, and let's get to what's probably the overarching big positive. What, even if you don't like this movie, what's probably going to be the big positive of this movie, honestly, basically what makes this movie so fun to watch is Jason Momoa as Dante. I'm just gonna straight away. Dante's easily the best villain in this franchise, like without doubt. And there'll be some good villains in the franchise, obviously, but he is definitely on a new level. It's like he knew what movie he was going in for, and he just embraced it. Like, he's very zany, crazy all the time. Again, basically people described him as basically a party bro version of the Joker, and you definitely see that. Like, honestly, he pretty much kind of is like the Joker in this movie. And Jason Momoa has always proven that he is a very kind, very fine, awesome, and charismatic actor. He's like one of those guys that you just enjoy being around and has that great vibe to him. Like, he's been in pretty much every movie he's been in so far. Even the lesser movies he's been in, he's always delivers a good performance. And he probably does mention his best performance in this movie. Again, he embraces the character that he's playing. It someone who's very sadistic, insane, crazy. Like he feeds on explosions, feeds on just making people suffer. And that's what he loves doing. And he lives to try and make Don's life suffer after the death of his father, which is definitely reasonable enough motivation. He goes insane and over the top with his plans and everything. He's always one step ahead. Like, pretty much like the Joker. And I ate up every second of it. Again, he knew what movie he was in for, and he decided to embrace it. And that's kind of what makes Dante a very fun and awesome villain. Again, definitely a very entertaining presence in this franchise. Again, might be the best villain. Again, eats up the scenery in every scene that he's in. He just embraces it. And again, Jason Momoa's always been a charismatic actor. And many of his lines, many of his back and forth to a lot of the characters throughout the movie, like, he's definitely a presence throughout. I don't think the movie will be as good if it wasn't for this character. Like, he's one of those performances where if it wasn't that good, I don't think the movie itself would have been that good, which I will talk about in a bit, but overall, Dante is easily the best part of this movie, and Jason Momoa was awesome. Again, my opinion, the best villain in this franchise. Again, he was probably like going to be the overarching positive of this movie. It's pretty much informed. I'm not sure if it's going to work for everybody, honestly, especially. Most of us do enjoy having like sympathetic and just normal and interesting villains evil. Sometimes we just love a villain that's just very evil and over the top. And Jason Momoa delivers that. In spades. Again, everyone delivers the performance that you expect here. Again, Vin Diesel's still good, Michelle Rodriguez, Charlize Theron, Scott Eastwood, like Travis Gibson, Ludacris. They're all still pretty good. And they all still deliver the fun interactions and banter that you expect from these characters. I also say John Cena is also much better here than he was in Bad. No, that's he was bad to his performance. I just didn't really care for his character and the brother stuff with Dom. Like, I never really cared for that. Even when I first watched Fast 9, when I still enjoyed it, I never really cared about the relationship and then more because how it was executed and handled. But here, he's definitely much better. Definitely a weird personality shit, I would say, but I really liked him, and all the stories and subplots they focused on. The one they had with him and his son, and Dom's son, Lil Brian, was definitely the best one. I definitely like the little back and forth, and John Cena does deliver a good performance here, and they do have some pretty funny moments here. And everyone else was still great as well. Brie Larson, for the time she was in, was also pretty great as well. The actions as insane as you expect, though. Definitely not that they'll reach the levels of Fast 9, honestly. I mean, there's some that are close. I would say probably around when they really teeter on. I think it was more when they started to teeter on that thing with Fury 7. I think it's more on that front, honestly. But the action's still fun, still great as you expect, honestly. And the stunts are still great and crazy as you expect. And the story is definitely interesting, though. It really isn't like most of these movies that aren't anything to write home about. Kind of feels like what you know, like, this movie in general is pretty much what you normally expect from a Fast and Furious franchise. It has a lot of the same beats, the same storylines, the same surprises. It's kind of what you expect at this point. For better or for worse. But yeah, you still get the same great action, you still get great one-liners, great humor that you expect from this franchise. And even some nice good character moments. Again, and the more difference that this is the start of possible end of this franchise. Again, I just say possible because when it feels like there's a different end of the franchise, and sometimes it never goes through, so we'll see how that goes. I mean, but aside nowadays, well, by people saying that this is the end, it's never really ends. I know freaking Hugh Jackman in Deadpool 3, that's by Logan B's last performance. I'm sure that's a random thing, but yeah, hopefully you guys get my point what I'm trying to say. So it adds a little more like fun stakes to the actual overall film. I think Dom Toretto's probably the best that he's probably been in quite a while. Best been in the last couple of movies. The battle of back forth between all the characters is still great. You still get the nice surprises. Some that works, some that don't, but not getting into details and spoilers. But overall, yeah, this is not fun entry. I think what does bring this down, because I don't think this is probably one of the best of the franchise, honestly. I definitely enjoyed it a lot more than 9, honestly. But it still has its issues that does bring it be like one of top tier film franchise. And really, the only major, big, huge issue I have with this movie is the fact that there's way too much going on. It has way too many storylines, way too many plot lines, way too many characters. And again, this movie basically is trying to be like the Avengers Infinity War of the Fast and Furious franchise, which is what this movie has been getting compared to. And honestly, you definitely can see those comparisons with how the movie is structured, how the groups are mostly separated from a lot of the movie, how they go back and forth between certain storylines and so many characters, and Warfare More did that masterfully. This one doesn't do that as well. To a lot of storylines, when you first think about it, don't really have a major purpose to the overall narrative. On it, but even the one John Cena and Tom's son, really about it, not till the end, but they don't really have a major purpose to the overall story. I mean, this stuff is still fun, but it's just a lot. It is. It makes me feel just so all over the place. And while I can definitely get my used to something out of the franchise, I think this is a case where it's like, it's a bit too much. Too much because some characters don't really as much detail as I hoped they would. And you get, again, like I said, you get what you expect to. Again, the surprise you still get. You also get a couple of characters who are like, why wasn't this character mentioned before? Really? And I'm still not sure how I actually feel about the actual cliffhanger as a whole, because again, this doesn't end cliffhanger. I'm not, obviously, again, it's being like a 2-part, 3-part, it's not really a spoiler. But I'm still not sure how I actually feel about that as a whole, the way that it ends, honestly. Also, the mid-grad scene was also a pretty nice touch, honestly. I'm not going to obviously get into the details, but it was a nice touch. But as a whole, I did enjoy F9, honestly. It's not like one of the best in the franchise, it's not like a top tier entry in the franchise. Again, I will like go back and rewatch the movie a lot, like with most of these movies. Honestly, I will always have a good time with them. Maybe I might enjoy more or less on a rewatch. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if I do enjoy more like other movies, or if I enjoy less like F9. We'll see. As right now, I think F9 FX is a good, solid entry in the franchise that does give some really interesting ideas of what this franchise is going to do. Again, just more, it's basically the star of the show. He steals everything he's in. The film aspect is still great. The character banter is still great. I just think the movie just has way too much going on and has too many subplots, storylines that make the movie feel very jumbled, especially with the amount of free time that some have more than others. So overall, I'm going to give Overall, I'm going to give Fast X an 85 of 100, which is a B+. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed my little review on Fast 10. I would love to know down in the comment section again what you thought of Fast 10. How would you rank this among the actual 11 movies franchise? And again, I do plan on having a ranking of these films coming away very soon, and maybe a couple of Fast and Furious videos right in the mood for it, so stay tuned with that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am Cinema World from Cinema Productions. I'll see you next time as always. Stay cool, everybody. Peace.